Hi, FLOSSTUBE. I've missed you. It's been too long. My name is Angie. I'm the Tiny House Stitcher. And if you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, welcome back. And I am so happy to be back. It's been almost a month since my last FLOSSTUBE. I'm sorry about that. Life's gotten very, very busy in the last couple of months. And it's just hard for me to find some time to do this, but we're finding a new normal, so hopefully I'll be back on my 2-week schedule very soon. I did want to mention though that because my videos have been sporadic, it might be helpful if you ring the bell so that you are notified anytime I do post a video, and that's a little bell that you see on your YouTube account, and it will let you set up notifications to see when I post a new video. So today is Sunday, September 11th, and I wanted to take a moment to remember what happened all of those years ago when life changed for all of us. I was a young mother. My kids were about 7 and 5, I would say. 6 and 8. They were 6 and 8. And as a young mother, how do you explain something like that to young children? I was just devastated and so confused. My first call, of course, was to my mom. How do I do this, Mom? What do I say to them? And she was graceful as always and gave me some amazing words of advice. And we sat for the next several months watching to see what would happen and thinking about all of those amazing people who gave their lives to help others, and thinking about and grieving for all the people we lost, and sending prayers to their loved ones for peace and comfort. So I just wanted to remember that on this day. Also, yesterday would have been my parents' 56th wedding anniversary, so happy anniversary, Mom. Let's see what's been happening. I'm going to have a life update at the end of the video. Everything's going well as can be expected. The kids are doing fine. They're all back in school. Lots to get used to. It's been a long time since I have had teenagers. I forgot how difficult that was at times. My kids have been out of school for 12-13 years, so it's been an interesting, it's so funny to see their lives now compared to even my kids' lives a dozen years ago, let alone my own in school back in the day. Things have changed quite a bit, so it's been an adjustment, but it's been fun. It's so fun to see them growing and to see my sister in them. So I have lots more to tell you about at the end if you're interested in the life update. But for now, let's get started. So I have a lot to show you. I haven't got as much stitching done as I usually do, but you know, a fair amount. I've been okay stitching after the kids go to bed. So I had 4 starts, but I can only show you 3 because one is a secret stitch. So my first one was by Primrose Cottage Stitches. Blah, blah. Autumn Rules. I did Hive Rules for my auntie, and I just love the way it turned out. So I decided to do Autumn Rules for me, and I'm excited about that one. It's been such a fun to stitch so far. This one I am stitching on 40 count cashmere, and it says the maker is WDY, and I don't know if that's We Will Die For You, maybe. I'm not sure, but this is how far I've gotten, and these are always so fun. It's really a simple kind of relaxing stitch, so I love pulling this one out when I need a little fall, and boy do I need some fall, you guys. California today is in the 90s. Yesterday was in the 90s, but all of last week, Monday through Friday, our temperatures were between 107 and 114 all week long. We had 2 114 days. So summer's going out with a bang, boy, let me tell you. And I think I've mentioned before, I don't handle heat well. So I'm really trying to will the fall into existence. Here's my colors, all the called for. And I did want to add, I had a lot of questions on my last video about my ring bling and also floss drops. So ring bling are these adorable little jewels that we hang on our floss rings. And I do make these and I sell these in my on my website along with bags and some other little things occasionally here and there. But I learned how to do these from Michelle with Mama Loves You GB, and I am going to link the video tutorial to that down below, because really I don't want to recreate what she did, and she did such a beautiful job. So I will link that below, and you can go and find out how to make these beautiful little jewels, ring bling. I like to keep them, I've talked about this before, I like to keep them on my different projects, partly because they're beautiful, but also because I have one of those metal rolling carts and it has some little hooks on it. And I tend to hang my floss on those hooks. And when I pack things up, sometimes I forget to grab the floss and put it back in there. So it helps me figure out what floss goes with what project if I happen to leave them out. So that's why I create these for almost every project. Now, the floss cards are part of another wonderful program that Michelle with Mama Loves You GB started last year. I believe it was called the Great Floss Drop Trade, but I'll put the hashtag here. It was an Instagram hashtag. And all of us, many of us got together and we started printing business cards. I did mine on Vistaprint, and they all have different pictures. People put whatever, or some put their pets. Some put where they lived. I believe this one's from the Bougie Stitchers. Sorry. So we had them made, printed, and then we went on the Instagram hashtag and just kind of, you know, messaged each other that we're interested in trading floss drops. And I have put them all as I kit. I transfer all of my DMC onto these, all of my floss onto these, and so they're almost all on floss cards. And I keep them. Some people use a set from one person on one project, but I like to have a variety. So every time I grab a color, I get a different picture and a different memory. So that's how I use them. Also, you can see what people do on the back is to leave a space for you to put the floss and the number, or the floss and the color name, and then some information about yourself. And you can either mail them out with no holes, or you can put holes in them. I tend to send them out with the hole at the top, but I leave the other holes for others because I know people like to do them different ways. For instance, I like to put this little side hole here for extra floss if I don't finish my strand that I'm working on. So that's floss drops, and I do still have some. If anyone wants to trade with me, please feel free to message me on Instagram or email me, and I would love to do that. So that's the floss drops. My next new start was kind of a fail, and I'll show you why. This is Autumn Berries by Erica Michaels. And I want to do these two. And this one is kind of a monochromatic text one. And I have this amazing floss from Threadworks. It's number 01076. And it's just beautiful fall colors. It's got some maroon almost, and yellow and gold into some oranges. And I just thought this would be so beautiful on a fall stitch. So I started doing my berry with that floss. This is on 40 count Boardwalk by Color and Cotton. Let me move my needle. And I started doing it in the typical way, back and forth, and I just don't like, it's too stark. That variegation is too stark for that method of stitching. So I'm thinking about picking that out and going around the outside of the leaf and then circular all the way in to see if that variegation makes it look any more natural. So yeah, we'll see how that works. If not, I'll probably start it just in a different color, but I sure would love to use this thread on something fall. Maybe what I'll do is the leaves around the outside, and I don't have a good picture to show you because of the way that is, but maybe I'll do the letters in this floss and the leaves in another less variegated one. So that is Autumn Berries. I started that on Labor Day, and I'm stitching that 1/2. Okay, those were my new starts. Now, my whips. I've been working on this one for a very long time. I started this one back when I started cross stitch again about 2 years ago now. I started in October 2 years ago, restarted. And this is Early Americans by Little House Needleworks. And this is Molly Pitcher. This is number 9. So this is the last one. And my apologies, back then I was not keeping track of what fabric I was using. But I'll show you where I am so far. I'm making this in a long piece, and it's going to go on a wall that goes over my kitchen. So this is the beginning. And again, I've been working on this a very long time. Just pick it up now and then. I've just loved it. If I had it to do over again, I think I would use the over dyes. I was using the DMCs for this one. But I just love the way it turned out. And this is the last block where I'm at now, the Molly Pitcher block. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. I'm so close. I had started, Vonna Pfeiffer did a border, and I started it, but I think because of the way that my setup on here, it's not going to come out right. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to go back and take this out and put it back in so that it will work, or if I'm going to leave it off. So I will keep you posted. But that's my Early Americans. I love it. I'm a history junkie, so this is me. Love it. And that came up on WIPGO last month, so that's why I picked it up again. I don't know if I would have, which has been what I love about WIPGO. I will say, I find that the way I had set it up was 5 days or finish on everything that I put on my WIPGO board. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's kind of a bingo game. I don't know if it's a game, but it's kind of a bingo progress encourager. So every month 2 numbers are drawn, and you look at your bingo card that you set up at the beginning of the year, and it kind of guides you to pick up a couple of things that you may not have without the WIPGO. So back to what I was saying, I had put on there that I wanted to do 5 days or a finish on each one of my WIPGO projects. But I'm finding that 5 days is just the thought of putting 5 days into something is too much for me. And you can do whatever you want on your WIPGO boards. You can change it, make it however you want it to be. So I think next year I'm just going to put 1 day. And then if I start on it and I feel like I want to keep going, then I'll do that. But the thought of 5 days makes me not even want to pick it up, because I know I'm likely not going to put 5 whole days into any one project. So that's just me. I like to flit around a little bit and do what I want to do when I want to do it. So that makes a little more sense for me. I love WIPGO. I think it's a great idea. And it was done by I can't remember her name, and I know it, so I will put it here. Sorry. I'm going to remember it in the middle of the night tonight. Anyway, my next whip, I bought this at StitchCon, clearly. This is the StitchCon 2022 pattern. This is by Sue Hillis, and it's so much fun. And I would encourage you, if you have been to StitchCon at all, or if you're going this year, pick it up because you can always change the date. And it's just so much fun. I love this. It's got 310, the shop cat. This is Keepsakes, needlepoint shop. This is the Stitchy bus. So it's a lot of fun. I love this one. I am stitching this on 40 count Cafe LA with all of the called for colors. And the house is what I did since the last time you saw this, and I just look at the detail in that house. It's beautiful. It turned out so cute. I'm really enjoying this stitch. This is a stitch along that was started right after StitchCon this year, and I'm sure I'm probably behind, but it's been so much fun. And I am using the called for colors and stitching 1/2. So that was StitchCon. This one is in the Home for the Holidays Blackbird book. This is a beautiful book. There's so many incredible, incredible patterns in this. And I am working on 'Tis the Season. I picked this up when I went to the attic in February of this year, and I saw Jean's model. And I'm sure a lot of you know Jean is just the master. It's just gorgeous. So I had to do it. And this is done on 46 count hazelnut by Fiber on a Whim. And this is what I have done so far. And I am loving this. This pattern calls for Belsois silks. So this was the first time I worked with silks, I think. Yes, this is the first time I worked with silks. And since the last time you saw this, I got all the gray, and I did most of the bird's body. So this is just turning out so beautifully, and it's so fun to stitch. I just love the variegation in that floss. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I can't wait to get that done. I haven't decided if I'm going to include the words "'Tis the Season" at the bottom. It also comes with "'Tis the Season" in French that you can, that's what this is. So you can do it either way. I haven't decided if I'm going to include that or not. But I sure am looking forward to getting that one done. Here are the flosses. They're so yummy. They're just beautiful. I just love stitching with silk. And I hesitated to stitch with silk because I knew I would love it. And it's a little bit more expensive. And I do love it, but not right now. I'm not going to switch everything over to silk just yet. Maybe someday. It's gorgeous. And then lastly, for my whips, this was also a stitch along with some of my friends. Mel was Stitch with Mel and the Bougie Stitchers. And I think there was someone else that was doing it as well. Shoot. I can't remember. But this is Abe's Parade. And those of you who have been here for a while know that I love me some Abe. He's my dream man. So this one was a restart. I started this on this same fabric, but I left out 2 rows. So he was going to be a really skinny Abe. So I went back and restarted it on, this is 32 count Lugana. This fabric is spectacular. This is hand dyed by Rolanda, color number 362. And I started this on August 2nd. So you can see I haven't gotten very far. When I started it the first time, I was using Anchor Black. and I wasn't enjoying the anchor. It just felt very rough to me. So when I had to restart it, I just went ahead and went back to DMC 310. So that's where I am on Abes Parade. And I'm using all of the called for colors on, and 2/2 on 32 count. So those are my whips. I wanted to also show you some finishes that I have. Now, as I mentioned, I've only been back to stitching for 2 years. And I've mentioned before that I tend to give a lot of my stitches away, so I don't keep a whole lot. So I'm going to show you everything I have done for myself that's fall related, which is not a lot. So also I wanted to show you, I have this adorable little book that I got on Etsy, and what I do with this is all of my projects have a little card with them. And I write down everything on it that pertains to that project. And then when I'm done, I put them in my book so that I won't forget what I did or what I used. So you can see, and then I put a picture in and I make it so I can still read everything. So I'm going to be referring to this book when I show you the old stuff so that I can tell you exactly what it is. So this is the first one, and I don't think I finished this one. I didn't finish this one until after Thanksgiving last year, but this is so cute. I call him Grumpy Turkey. I don't remember what the name of the pattern was, but it was a freebie on the Mama Witch X Stitch Facebook group. And so if you join her Facebook group, she posts some freebies every once in a while. But I love him. I just did him with some furry trim, put a 2021 charm on him and some bows, and he's all ready to go. I just love him. He's so cute. Looks like he's been drinking. Maybe that's why he's grumpy. So that's Grumpy Turkey. This one is a Stitcher Haunts Here. And this one I started in August of last year. It's on 22 count Ada and hand dyed by me. This was my attempt at murky, but I wanted to include some purples in it. So it turned out pretty nice. I kind of like the way it turned out. And this pattern this was, I don't know if I said, by the Witchy Stitcher. It's called the Stitcher Haunts Here, and it came in 2 colorways. So I chose this one. I love the purple roof, of course. And then I used DMC glow in the dark floss for the ghosties. I don't know if anybody will ever see it, but I know it's there, so that's cool. And then I finished it on this cheap little, it's just like a dollar store little tombstone. So I don't do a whole lot of Halloween, but I just love this one. And I have picked up a few Halloween stitches of late that I might be, I've purchased some that I might be doing. So let me figure out where I'm putting this stuff. Okay. So this one was one of the first, I think this was the first thing I did when I got back into cross stitch again. And there's a whole series of these for fall, and I was gonna do a long thing, but then I wanted to move on, so I just made it into a little door hanger. That was before I knew about trims, so I probably would put trims on it. I might go back and just glue some trim on, but it's so cute. If I can find the pattern name and maker, I will put it here. So I love fall most of all. That's cute. This is Thanksgiving Stockings by Plum Street Samplers. This one was done in mostly black and gray, I believe, so I changed the colors up quite a bit, you can see. And in the original pattern, at the top it said his and hers, and there's no his here, so I switched it out. I grabbed some borders from another pattern, or it might have been the book that I have I didn't bring down here, so I don't know what it's called. But I've had someone ask me about the borders on here, and I did not keep those. So I'm going to put them up real close, and maybe you can copy the pattern. Maybe you can do a screen grab and copy the pattern. But these turned out really cute. They're so adorable. They're about 7 inches tall. Let me see if I can find them. I did these on 36 count pale parchment by Fabric Flair. And as I mentioned, I did change up the colors, and I do have the colors. So if anyone wants the colors I use for this, let me know and I can shoot that over to you. This one I think was called for. So cute. And they are finished as a stocking, so I can put little fall picks in there, maybe some flowers, things like that. So that is His and Hers Thanksgiving Stockings by Plum Street Samplers, if I didn't mention that. Let's see. The next one is Playing with Jacks, and that's by the Cricket Collection. Now this pattern, the pattern comes with a jack-o'-lantern here, but this is an alternate pattern that is available through the Cricket Collection. And I do have an email address. You can just email them and ask them for that alternate pattern, and I will put that in the show notes below so you can see that. But I just love this one. This was one that I bought early on, but I just finished it last year, so I love it. It's so pretty. Love the fall colors. And I made this into a flat fold and put a pick, some bows. Love this one. And the next one, I just love this. This is October's Party by Little House Needleworks. This is on 40 count Newcastle linen in the color pewter. So this is October's Party. And I'm gonna hold this up for a moment so you can see it. This is the sweetest little poem. I just love it. It says, October gave a party, the leaves by hundreds came, the chestnuts, oaks, and maples, and leaves of every name. The sunshine spread a carpet, and everything was grand. Miss Weather led the dancing, Professor Wind the band. I just loved it. Fall's my favorite season, so that just really speaks to me. Now, one thing about this that has bothered me since I did it is the fabric here. I wanted to put it on an angle because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get it exactly straight if I did it at a 90-degree angle. So I tilted it a little bit, but I think in the future I'm going to tilt it a 90-degree because just a slight angle makes the whole thing look crooked. So that's just my little finishing tip. I would say either exactly crooked or not. Don't do the slight crooked because I can't speak today. I think you know what I mean. So that's October's Party. So cute. And oh, not lastly, this one I keep this one out all year long, but because I love it. But it's really, it could be a fall piece. Let me see if I can find the information. This is Buzz Off by Plum Street. I love her. This is done on 40 count Stitch Me fabric in the color Dirty Chalkboard. And I used all the called for colors except I used a metallic thread. I don't know which kind, but I made her crown a little sparkly, a little blingy. And there's another one called Eat Crow that I'm going to be doing also. So this will be a pair, but I just love her. I'm assuming it's a her. Those flowers are spectacular. This was such a fun stitch. There was another row of these pennies at the bottom, but I'm not a big fan of those. I don't know why. So I left off the one at the bottom. But that's Buzz Off by Plum Street. And lastly, this is probably the biggest stitch that I've done so far, and this is Olga's Autumn Stocking. Hold it back here so you can see the whole thing. It's so pretty. And I don't think I have a card in here for this one for some reason, but I know that I did it on 36 count flax using the called for colors. When I stitch on 36 count, I go back and forth between 1 strand or 2 strands. Sometimes I'll use 1 strand, sometimes I'll use 2. On this one in particular, I started with 1 strand. And then I went over to do a bird, and I wanted it to be very bold black. So I used 2 strands. And then when I went back to a leaf, I continued with 2 strands. And I went, oops, but let's go with it. So I went ahead and continued that. I did 1 strand on a couple of these here, and then I also did it in the 2 strands just to give it a little more texture, I guess. So it turned out really nice. I love the way it looks. And then on this one also, the house color was too close to the color of the fabric, so I did go back and back stitch it, and I just used the brown from the roof. And I also struggled with the stars, so I went back and back stitched those as well. But I love this one, Olga's Autumn Stocking. I was so happy to get this done. I originally, sorry, Flosstube itchy nose. I originally saw this, Deb with Country Stitchers was doing this one, and I just had to do it. Love the variegation in this pumpkin. So this is the back. And this one also is fully lined, so I can put some fall floral in there. And Olga's Autumn Stocking. Okay, that's all I have. That's my fall decorations. So I will be putting those up as soon as I'm done here. I hope you like those. Some other finishes that I've done for clients. I do have a finishing service. I'll put my website again here if you're interested. So these are some client finishes that I've just recently done, and I don't have the pattern names for them, so I'll ask you for some help. And if you do know the pattern names, go ahead and leave them in the comments so that if anybody's looking for them, then maybe you can help them find it. So the first one is this adorable little winter scene done on this beautiful red. And I just put some eyelash trim around it and a bow and a button. On the back it has some, I don't know if you can see, but it's got some foil print snowflakes. So that's the first one, so cute. And I do put crushed walnut shells or lizard litter at the bottom of my pillows so that if they want it to stand up, it's, you know, it won't stand up by itself obviously, but it's heavier at the bottom so it won't fall over as easily. So that's the first one, and these are all done by Sweet Kay. Hi Kay, I hope you like them. This one, October, so I need to get this to her soon so she can use it. And I just finished this with a sweet little braided trim, and I put a little bow on the O. Really cute. Such beautiful stitching. That's that one. Then we have Peace in All Things. And I just saw this one recently, and I meant both the next two, and I meant to write them down so I could tell you what they were, and I didn't do it. I just put some buttons on this one and added this pretty trim. It's kind of sparkly. I don't know if you can see it. The light's not great. And then it has some gold foil on this fabric. Not foil, but, you know, shiny. So that one turned out really cute too. And then another pillow. This one, I want to say this is a Lizzie Kate, but I'm not positive. This is so cute. And it's got the cute little snowflake buttons. So cute. And I just added some buttons that match the colors in the stitch. Use this sparkly green ribbon around the edge and across the front with a bow. And the same fabric on the back. So that's another pillow. Oh, this nose thing. And then this one, I want to say this one might be a Blackbird. I'm not sure. This is a flat fold, and it's beautifully done. Peppermint something, I would guess. And I did it on this peppermint fabric with some peppermint looking trim and a bow. So this is a flat fold again. Beautifully stitched. I love the cardinals. So cute. And lastly, and I still have one more to do, Kay. I haven't forgotten. There's one more. I'm hoping to get these out Monday or Tuesday. This one. Such friendship we've seen these many years. I love this. So I used some Blackbird fabric here on the background and some pretty lace. And I'm thinking about possibly putting a key charm right here. But I think all the charms I have hang this way, so I'm not sure if that would look good. But anyway, this is also a flat fold. I did the back in green to match the front as well. So pretty. Love it. I might have to stitch this one. So, Kay, I hope you like them, and they will be on their way to you very soon. I'm going to pause. So, the next thing I wanted to mention are some Flosstubers that I've seen, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to watch new Flosstubers. I've been watching, you know, the ones that I always watch religiously, but a couple of new ones have popped up, and I wanted to talk about them a little bit. The first one is the So-and-Sos, and that's SEW space apostrophe N space SEWS, and that's Kathy Lounsbury and her friend Nancy. And I believe Nancy had her own floss tube for a while, but now she's joined with Kathy. Kathy's wonderful. She's a dear, and I watched this first floss tube and it was fantastic. They both are into so many different things. They cross stitch, of course, and that's the primary, but they also do some wool applique and lots of other things. And I'm a wool appliquer also, so I was thrilled to see that as part of the video. And even if you don't do it, wool applique is just beautiful, and lots of eye candy, and lots of what's the word? Enabling. Yeah, lots of it. So I encourage you to go check them out. Well done, ladies. Just beautiful work. Gorgeous. And then also, I was so excited to find another gentleman stitcher. I am thrilled to see him. It's Mr. Holick. M-R, no space, no period, H-O-L-L-I-C-K. And I will list them both down below. He's a big burly dude with lots of tattoos, and I was just thrilled to meet him. Not meet him, but, you know, see him. He does some wonderful stitches, and he's on, I believe, episode 5, so I hope you'll go check him out. He's wonderful. So those are the two new floss tubers that I've watched. And now I'm going to move into haul. Well, I think I'm going to show you. Yeah, I'll do haul first. The first thing I want to talk about, I mentioned it last time on my channel. Occasionally, as floss tubers, we get emails from companies who are looking for us to promote their products, and I will never ever do that if I don't, first of all, feel that it's something I can use, and secondly, I would never ever promote something that in a way that is not how I truly feel. So if a company were to approach me and say, you can have this for free if you tell everybody it's great, the answer would be no, because I will try it out first, and if I feel that way, then yes, I will do that. But I do want to tell you about these glasses. This company is called Zinf, and I they offered me a pair of glasses and told me I could pick from a few on the website or from anything on the website. And I chose this particular brand or this particular type because on purpose. So I'm going to show you these. And what I did was I went to my eye doctor and I took my stitching with me. And I asked them, I wear progressives. I asked them to give me a prescription that would be specifically for stitching. So I asked them to make the bottom part a stronger prescription that I could see my stitching with. The middle part is so that I can see my pattern. So it's a few feet away or a couple feet away. And the top part is for distance so I can watch Flosstube while I'm stitching. So the reason I chose the big ones is because I wanted as much real estate as possible, essentially. I wanted to be able to not have to move my head around to be able to see things and all of that. So these are working out very well. There are two things that I need in my life right now, and that is affordability and ease. And both of those things were true for this company. I went on the website and it gives you lots of information about the size of the frames, whether they're wide or narrow, whether they're, big or small, and lots of color choices and things like that. I was a little worried about the fit, how the fit would be. I haven't had no problems with the fit whatsoever. And in the box, it comes with directions on how to fix the nose if you have the nose pads and if you want to adjust the earpieces at all, but I've had no problems. And I would like to say that they're really good quality too. They're beautifully made. They're very light. I really like them, and they're purple, of course. So that is Zinf. I'm going to include the information below. There is a discount code, and they're very reasonable. So I think it's 30% off. So I hope you'll check them out. Now I'm going to put my other glasses back on because I'm not stitching. Okay, haul. So I didn't do a whole lot of shopping until last week, and everything came in yesterday. So I have some new things to show you. Now this one has a little bit of a story behind it. At Christmas last year, I asked my kids to go on 1, 2, 3 Stitch and pick out a pattern that they really liked, that I could stitch for them. My daughter, of course, picks a Bella Filipina mermaid with all the beads and because she's my kid. But then my son picked out this. This is Messenger by Firewing Designs. It's a beautiful dragon. Easy peasy, right? I picked out the fabric. The fabric that I used for Abe, that beautiful fabric, that's what I originally picked out for this. But then I ran across Stitchery Express is a website, and they have a ton of fabric flare printed fabrics. And I was just kind of poking around on there, and I found this beautiful moon. And so, yeah, I'm going to be doing this one. It's a 40 count, but I'm going to put the dragon just kind of right in front, so it looks like he's standing on the ground, but in front of the full moon. Does that make sense? So that's from Stitchery Express. I would encourage you to go check out the Fabric Flare fabrics, and they have a lot of wonderful things on that website too. I'm going to be stitching it with this beautiful, my son's favorite color is red and mine is purple. So you can see that is perfect. And this is Belsois Grape Juice by Classic Colorworks. So pretty. So I should probably get started on that soon. He'll get his long before my daughter will get her Bella Filipina. So that is that one. Then my dear friend Michelle Hudson of Sacramento, California introduced me to, I know about them, but she gave me my first Prairie Schooler Santas. She gave me 4 of them, and I have them all kitted and ready to go. And then I saw these on Stash Unload, so I went ahead and bought these. I had to get this one because of the cardinals, And I've had some losses in my life in the last few years. So that's my daddy and my sissy. So I'm going to work on that one. This one, I love the sunflower. I mean, who can refuse a sunflower? And it has special meaning because of Ukraine. So I love this one. And of course, I saw the Stitchy ones. I had to get that one for sure. So those are my Prairie Schooler Santas. And then I bought a couple of, well, I'm going to show you these other ones first. When I was at StitchCon, I saw this finished and I just loved it. And I ran across it the other day, so I went ahead and picked it up. This is a Sociable Scarecrow by Glendon Place. And I'm going to put a picture of the finished one. I did take a picture of the one that I saw at StitchCon. I'm going to put it here. He is adorable. It's a big stitch. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I'm thrilled to have it. He's so cute. This one is one that I've been wanting for a while. This is Friendship Sampler by Little Dove Designs. My best friend lives in Texas, so I'm thinking about doing this for her. Of course, I'll make this one purple because it's a little house. Tiny house. That's so cute. It says, side by side or miles apart, good friends are always close to your heart. So that's that one. Okay, so this one, Michelle and I were talking the other day about patterns that you've wanted for a long time and you just never pull the trigger and you don't know why. And so I showed her mine. We each have one. I showed her mine. And excuse me, it's Autumntown by Autumn Lane Stitchery. Now, this is a very dense stitch. All of the green that you see is the fabric, but like the blue and everything else, it's very dense, but it's so beautiful. So I picked it up and Michelle's gonna stitch it with me. So I got some of the flosses. Most of them are DMCs, but it does call for 2 weeks and 2 Glorianas. One of the Glorianas I can't find. That's Autumntown. And I picked up 2 of my Expo ones that I wanted really badly. So the first one is by Lindy Stitches, and it's this spooky book. It's got 6 designs in it. And last year she put out a needle book called Shiny Things, and it was a kit. And I didn't get the kit in time. It sold out and I really wanted it. So this is the main reason that I got this book, but it's got some really cute things in it. This one is Goth Chicken because Stephanie is hilarious. And there is Blackbird Pie. Candy Corn Addict. Broomstick Brigade. And Grave Fellows. So cute. So yeah, I mentioned that I don't do a whole lot of Halloween, but really, you guys, check out the featherweight. I have a featherweight. It was my mom's. So cute. I'm going to do that. I've been wanting to do a needle book for myself. I did one recently. I think it was for StitchCon Smalls Exchange. And ever since then, I've been wanting to do one. Now, this one I'm beyond excited about. This is another Expo release. It's by a company that is new to me. It's called The Needles Notion. And this is Hoot in a Boot. So if you've been here a while, you know that we're doing Summer Stocking Sal. And this would have been my #1 if I had seen this when that started. But I'm sure we'll do it again next year. I don't know. I don't know if I'll wait till then to start it. How cute is that? It's got the little owl. I don't know if I'll do him, but that stocking is just spectacular. Love it. Yeah. So that's my haul, guys. And the next thing that I am going to do is ask you for some help, because I am a, oh, I bought some floss too, by the way, for all of those. I'm a kidder. I love to kit. I love to kit almost as much as I love to cross stitch. I have probably as many kits as I do whips. So I pulled out all of my fall kits, and I'm hoping you can help me pick one or two to work on. So maybe let me know what you think I should work on out of these that I'm about to show you. And this has to be one of them, even though it's not kitted yet, but this is one of them. So, hoot in a boot. This one I have, and I'm just waiting for some purple fabric to do it on. It's all kitted. Something Wicked by Lottie Da. I love that one. I'm going to do the whole boot in etoile, so it's sparkly. And I have the etoile. I just need my purple fabric. So that was Something Wicked. Then I have Plum Street Samplers Harvest Keeper. And this is all kitted with the called for. So cute. We have a thing for bees in my family. Bees are our symbol for my grandmother, who passed away, gosh, over 25 years ago now, I think. I miss her so much. This one I picked up at StitchCon as well, and it's also kitted. These are all kitted except for that first one. This is, I think it's called If the Shoe Fits, but it doesn't really say. It's by Sue Hillis Designs, and I love the colors in this. Halloween again. Love it. So If the Shoe Fits. This one I also bought at StitchCon. This is Let Us Be Thankful String by Bent Creek. And this I'll probably make into a long pillow because I love the way those long pillows look. Okay. This one I've had, this is my oldest kit. So this one I've had kitted since about the time I started stitching again. And it's kind of had a resurgence. A lot of people have stitched this. Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street. It's getting old and wrinkly like me. I love that one. The little scarecrow and all the pumpkins, so cute. So Cinnamon Stars, that's another one. I hope you're taking notes. Let me know what you think. This one, these next two both come out of the same book. This is Winds of Autumn by Blackbird, another amazing book. Beautiful, beautiful stitches in it. This one, 12 projects. Can't beat it. Beautiful. So these next two are out of this book. And the first one is Spell of the Moon. Now, I started this one at StitchCon and jacked it up. It was beyond saving. It was so bad. So this will be a restart. And I'm hoping to do it on this beautiful 46 count brick. It's so pretty. So I want to start that one again. Hopefully I'll get it right this time. The next one is a big, beautiful strawberry. See if I can find it. Okay, this is called First Winds of Autumn. Look at that bad boy. It's gorgeous. This says that the sampler size is 9 3/4 by 6 1/2 on 36 count. I'll probably do it on 40 count, but it doesn't tell me how big the strawberry is. I know it's big. I've seen it shown on FlosStube. I can't remember. It's been a while, but It is big, and that's kind of what appeals to me. I wish I could see the other side of him. So that's another one. I have that all kitted. That's First Winds of Autumn Berry. And lastly, I just kitted this one up, and I'm sure everyone is familiar with this one as well. Another Blackbird, Away We Ride. And I'm thinking of doing this one on Murky, 40 count Murky. But I'm not sure. I have to do a floss toss and see if the floss will play nicely with Murky. Away We Ride. I saw this one at StitchCon too. It was just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So, what do you think? Let me know. I'm thinking at least 2 of these over the next couple of months I would like to start. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think about that. Let me look at my notes. Okay, I do have a giveaway, so I'm going to show you those. I didn't do a giveaway last time because life just kind of got away from me, but doing one this time. And if you won a giveaway in the last time I did one, I have not sent them out yet. I will send them out on Monday. It's my plan for getting them all packed up today, so I will get those out. Now, the first one giveaway is called Bless the Harvest. This is an older pattern by Imaginating. It's really cute. That's a lot of stitching, but you could even just do this part or just do these as little ornaments. Really cute. Bless the Harvest, #1 by Imaginating. The next one is it's called Garden Party by Heart and Hand. #2, Garden Party by Heart and Hand. #3 is by With Thy Needle and Thread. This is Berry Keeper. All the pretty strawberries. I would change her dress to purple, but that's just me. Berry Keeper, that's #3. #4, this one, I don't think this has been used, but it's missing the tag at the top. I believe it's called Farmer's Market by Told in a Garden. I just love these patterns. They're so big and stitch heavy. I will never do them all. Isn't that pretty? Farmer's Market. This is #4 by Told in a Garden. And the next one is some fabric that I received from a viewer. Most of these are from viewers. And I'm going to show you the fabric. So it's kind of, I probably should have pulled the DMCs. It's kind of a bluish gray with a light brown modeling. And I want to say that light brown it's kind of a reddish brown. I will say that the modeling is nowhere near as stark as it looks in here. It's much more blended in. It's not as bold as it looks on screen. Not at all. And the background, the blue background, is a little bit lighter. This is folded in half. So this piece is 16 inches by 27 inches. It's called London Fog. It does not have a stitch count on it. I'm going to say this is definitely 28 or 32. Probably 28. And it's 100% sustainable hemp. So I'm going to show you this. It feels amazing and it's beautiful. I just don't stitch on 28 count linen very often. So this one is #5. And again, this is folded in half. It's a big piece. Beautiful. So soft. So if you don't like soft, this is very soft. I almost forgot to give you the comment that I want you to make for the giveaway. So in my last floss tube, I made up a word, and I think I did it earlier in the video too, but I made up a word. It was bricky, because I was trying to describe a color and I came up with bricky, and I tend to do that every once in a while when a word won't come to me. So I want to know what words you have come up with, whether they be stitchy or family words that you use, and tell us what it means. And hopefully I'll share some of those in my next floss tube. So give me a word that you've created out of necessity or otherwise, and I can't wait to hear them. That's what I want you to comment for the giveaway, and also indicate what number you're interested in. Okay. So that's it for cross stitch. I have a life update if that's something you're interested in, but if not, farewell, my friends. I hope that the end of summer treats you well. It's not treating us well, but whew. Stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Don't miss a chance to tell them you love them, and be kind to each other. And thank you for being here. If you are leaving us now, please don't forget to subscribe. I'm very close to 5,000, and I would love to do a big giveaway for 5,000. I have some stuff in the works. And if you're staying, hang in there, and I've got some updates for you. I struggle with how much to share because my life is also the kids' life. So I will say that I do have custody of them and spending most of my time with them. And it's been an adjustment, but I am so grateful to have this time with them and to share their lives and to see their mother in them. And it's just been a joy, and I'm so grateful. So grateful. I will ask you to continue sending those prayers, that I will be able to try to give them the life that their mother wanted for them, and that they remain healthy and happy and loved. This last couple of weeks has been full of stuff, lots and lots of stuff. Last weekend we went on a family camping trip. Well, it wasn't really a camping trip. It was an Airbnb up in the mountains with a huge pool. So that's kind of how we camp, I guess. And I'll put some pictures and videos in here. We had a blast. Got it.
And so we love Donnie so much, and we miss her so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cheers.
To the booger sucker. That's disgusting, Don.
It was so nice to see them laughing and to see Mom laughing, and it was bittersweet, of course, but I know she was there with us. Also on Saturday of last week, I received an award, which I'm so honored by. I have a dear friend here in my city who is a local historian, and you know I'm a history junkie. We've worked together on a few things, and I also am involved in our Old Town Foundation and things like that. So I received a history award for contributions to local history. So I was so honored by that. It was wonderful, and I just loved getting to see her, and my mom was there to share it with me. So that was fun. And then also last week or the week before, right after I dropped off my nephew at school, I was T-boned by another car. So this is what that looked like. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Bring it on. I can take it. Keep them coming. So I am driving a rental car, and hopefully we'll have my car back in the next week or so. So that's kind of the update. I put some pictures in here for you to see some of those things. Again, I'm trying not to share too much about the kids because I don't want to, infringe on their privacy. But I will keep you as informed as I feel comfortable doing. And I want to thank you all for all of your wonderful, kind wishes and checking on me and your messages and your love and your prayers. I feel it, and I love you back. Have a great, great day, and I hope to be back in 2 weeks. Fingers crossed. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.